Alright, so yesterday we got our very first leak around Assassin Creed Valhalla, at least after its announcement, and it's a bizarre one to say the least. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. So before I fully get into this huge leak, and I mean that in the sense that it is just very long, we need to take a look at its credibility. This particular leak has got a fair bit of traction, which means that plenty of people in the community are just going to take it as fact, when the reality is anything that isn't from Ash, Derby or Ubisoft should be taken with at least some skepticism, no matter how much credibility there is. Now this particular leak is a bit of a roller coaster. Someone claiming to be a developer at Ubisoft Montreal posted a few things that would be in the game to the Assassin's Creed subreddit, and then responded to some questions about the game for at least 10 hours as far as I can see, and then Turrell, a moderator on there you probably know, confirmed that they verified them as a dev at Montreal, and then not long after that the poster edits the original post saying it was fake and it was a joke that got out of hand, and also apologised to Ubisoft, and then deleted their account, which was then followed up by Turrell saying they lied about their verification to them, which he said at the time looked like something only a Montreal employee would have had, and something that would have been difficult to fake, but as he said, he did fake it. Now of course the counterpoint to this, that this was real, is that this man spent far too long on something that doesn't exist, then he got caught by Ubisoft, backstepped, and was just forced to retract everything that he'd said. And in terms of time, there are definitely people out there with the time for a thing like this, especially right now, and especially when it's garnered this much attention, they're gonna keep going with it. And I can see the angle about him calling everything back if he was a dev. Ash does keep up with the community, and just generally such a big team is going to know if a leak about their game comes out when it's a talking point in what is effectively the biggest group of Assassin's Creed fans online, and it would be fairly easy to catch him given that his username was just his real name, at least before he deleted his account. And again, to me, that's another red flag, as that seems just far too gullible for someone in the industry to do, or even just a regular person. Then you also have the issue of verification. The Assassin's Creed subreddit has never had a qualm with leaks, but a mod is usually going to comment under a leak saying it's fake if it is. And I'm playing devil's advocate here to give you both sides fairly, but I cannot think of a reason for this being real and then the verification turning out to be faked. It's not like Ubisoft have told the mods to say it was faked, because as far as I can tell, Ubisoft and the AC subreddit don't have any sort of relationship. They know it exists, but they're not going to tell them to say everything is fake. People just would have caught on by now. The thing is though, when I look at the things he's saying, I can understand why some people bought into this. With a lot of fake leaks, you'll have some things that sound realistic, and then there'll be like a few curveballs in there. Take the January 4chan leak for example. It says things like Naval will come back and it develops the RPG side of things you would believe, but then also says we'll have drop-in co-op and a class system, and it doesn't really have any of that weirdness to it. In fact, a lot of these things are things we as fans probably could have guessed from the information we have so far. It's very sort of consistently reserved and doesn't throw anything crazy in there, and on top of that, some of these are very interesting features a lot of fans would want. So I'll read a few of them out for you. They're spread across a ton, maybe 100 different replies as well as the original post, and some anonymous people have been kind enough to put all of this into a 29-page Google Doc, and I'll link that below if you want to check all of these out, but I'll just go over a few things here. Just keep in mind everything I've said before as I go into these. Supposedly we can hide in haystacks again, there's a completely new in-depth weather system, the movement isn't as float as it was in Odyssey and is more like Origins, loot is unique and you won't pick up the same gear twice, and the world is also closer to Origin size and probably a bit smaller, but to me having bits of Norway and a large chunk of England, and as well this person has teased Scotland, to me that sounds like it would definitely fall on the bigger side of the Origins map. But anyway, if you want to check all of this out, I will link that doc below. I know this one was a short one, but I thought I'd get in here before every other YouTuber on the planet started acting like this was just confirmed by Ubisoft, and just generally I do like to cover things like this because I feel like most large YouTubers that cover AC really do not look into credibility at all, as it's just easier that way and gets more views, but I've done my best to show you both sides. Personally, a lot of this information seems like stuff a fan could have guessed, purely looking at the information we have so far, and also I don't think there is a dev out there stupid enough to leak information about a AAA title in a public forum that will surely get attention under their own name. I mean, maybe if they were a Quebec developer, but I mean, jokes aside, I really don't believe this. If you guys do, if there's something I've missed, I'd like to know. But yeah, I'll link all this stuff below, as I do encourage you to check this out for yourself before believing anything. If you guys enjoyed, maybe leave a like, and if you didn't, maybe let me know why. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all next time.